Hello and welcome to Paint and Haint. I am your host, Adri Hayes, and I'm going to start this video off with a question. What do you think of when I say Washington State? Do you think about overpriced coffee and tea? I prefer their tea. Starbucks. I prefer their tea. Do you think about a radio psychiatrist? You know, the show Frasier. Or do you think about a girl who was in a supernatural love triangle who, in my opinion, fumbled the bag, the relationship bag? Okay. Let my Twihard come out. Bella, what the hell? I just, was he nice to you? Was it because he was shiny? Is it because the other guy was of color? Like, what was the deal? Like, I don't know. Let me digress. But do you think of ghosts is the question, is what we're getting to. And I'm not going to say many people don't, but yeah, Seattle and Washington State itself has a ton of legends, a ton of ghostly legends and spirits and all of the things. In fact, there is a book. Hold on a minute, let me show it to you. This book right here, it's all about the Pacific Northwest. I accidentally got rid of the copy my dad bought me from Seattle. That's an L, but I was able to get it and it came in today. This book has a lot of those legends and stories. It's called The Mysterious Doom. So like if you want to read up on more than what I'm gonna go over today, this is the one. So Washington State starts not with European American settlement. It starts with indigenous people. So the indigenous people were the first inhabitants of what will become the state of Washington and also the area that would become Seattle, Washington. And these were the coastal Salish peoples, including the Duwamish and the Suquamish tribes. They lived on this land for thousands of years. So they had their own civilization, their own thing going on before Americans, Europeans came to this area. Now, the city's name, Seattle, is actually an anglicized corruption or version of one of those indigenous people's chiefs. His name was Seail, and that's the way I understood that's how it's pronounced. But when he was christened, he became chief. I'll put his name, but I know it ended with Seattle. That's how we get the name Seattle. Or not, as I once heard a friend call it in elementary school, Seatley or Seatle, which is very cute when you were learning to read. But the white settlement, so the European settlement, begins when the Denny Party landed at Alki Point in what is now present-day West Seattle on November 13th, 1851. And they would later move across Elliott Bay to what is now Pioneer Square. So following that, Seattle will become a place for the timber industry. So we're going to start with the very famous Pike Place Market. And it's been in this city for over 100 years. It's actually one of the oldest continuously operating markets in the United States. And now I know you're thinking, why would a market be haunted? Well, I mean, it's over 100 years old. But there is a story tied to the market that is actually in that book. That's like one of the first. For some reason, the Pike Place Market story it just stuck in my brain. It's also what inspired me to do this video, in addition to like me going out there on vacation. But so Before the market was there, the land was occupied by cabins, saloons, and brothels. One of those cabins belonged to a First Nations woman by the name of Kiki So Blue, who was the daughter of Chief Seattle. So her Christian name was Angeline, and since she was the daughter of a chief, people in the area called her Princess Angeline. So Angeline, or Kiki So Blue, in 1855 was ordered to leave the land that her people had lived on, again, for thousands of years. So they wanted her to move and go live on a reservation. And she told them no. And they were like, okay. So they left her alone. And so she stays in this little cabin, and she would make her money by doing laundry for pioneer families, or by making these baskets. So when she dies in the 1890s, they tear down her house and they began building the market. And actually the market, so some people say that the house was like where the market is today, but it's also been said, and I've seen this more, that the market was nearby. So and I'm gonna post a picture. So Princess Angeline, aka Kiki So Blue, was adorable. She's just this tiny little woman, and she gives just very grandmother energy, and I kind of love it. I also love that she was like, "You want me to move?" No. So they waited until that woman died to tear her house down, and she is one of the ghosts, because there are other ones, that haunt Pike Place Market. So she is seen as a slow-moving, hunched woman wearing a shawl and headscarf, and she's just roaming around the market. And they say it's almost like you'll just see her in the crowd, or she'll just be walking and then she'll disappear in the thin air. And I'm going to go to Pike Place Market, and okay, y'all, full disclosure, when I tell these stories and I'm going to this place, I don't intend to see ghosts. So hopefully I am not going to run into, I'm gonna call her Grandma Kiki So Blue, because I don't think I think it would take me aback. It wouldn't scare me, because she's not a scary spirit. She's just there like, yeah, this used to be mine, that kind of thing. So yeah, she's not scary. She just appears, and that's like one of the more famous ghosts of Pike Place Market. And they said there are other ghosts, like there's the ghost of little boys, I guess, who may have worked in the lumber industry. I'll have to verify that one, and if I can find the exact story, I will do a TikTok about it. So the next one we're going to talk about is Pioneer Square. So if a sweet old lady, older First Nations lady, does not scare you, then or if you're like, that was lame, we're going to talk about Pioneer Square, which will have you quaking in your stripper heels, so to speak. So let's get on with Pioneer Square. So it appears innocuous enough, it's a square, historical square, but what lies beneath the square is where the scares occur. So buried beneath Pioneer Square is underground Seattle. Now the area was buried following the Great Fire of 1889. And what it is they said that the fire started in a cabinet shop, and it just spread through the business district, and it left unspeakable damage. City planners will build the city up by 22 feet to prevent flooding, and I didn't know this. I thought it was just a flooding, seeing as Seattle was built on mud flats, but they raised the city too because of raw sewage, and that's gross. But at least they were like, this is a problem, and so they raised the city up. So this created a kind of underground mall with shops from Pioneer Square before it was placed underground at the ground level. So it's like original city, new city, like that. So at first things were good. Business were legit. They were doing well. But then as the years progressed, the businesses get a little shady. Also, they had a bubonic plague scare, and that kind of freaked everybody out. And you'll see with one of these other ghosts, it was pretty damp and uncomfortable at times down there, because this is Washington State. It gets wet. So that area underground ends up kind of becoming derelict in a way. And so when all the legit businesses left, this is when you start to see places like opium dens open up, or gambling halls, or during Prohibition, speakeasies. And also, this is the foundation of a lot of the ghost stories. Also, I've seen pictures, and I plan to go on a tour of the underground, and it is just creepy. Like it's I want to say it's uncanny valley in a way. But the ghosts that are down here are, like I said, they're from the era when it has a seedy reputation, but also when it was like a legit business district. And also the fire itself. So speaking of fire, the first ghost that we have is Fire Captain O'Brien. So this ghost is said to be Battalion Chief Michael O'Brien, who died while fighting fires during the Great Fire of 1889 in the city. And so it's said that a building collapsed on him and his crew of firefighters, and this sent them down into what would become the underground. And of course, they're dead, so they're obviously unable to get out. And he is said to appear as a ghost, covered in soot and period firefighting gear, leading a rescue operation through the underground as if he is searching for survivors. Visitors down to the subterranean area report hearing a male voice calling out commands, along with the sound of axes chopping through phantom debris. And a disembodied voice is creepy, but also disembodied sounds, because like a disembodied voice, you could probably disprove that as like, oh, somebody's like way in the back of the tunnels. But disembodied axes, you can't explain that away. I mean, you can try it, but you cannot explain that away. He is felt strongest near where buildings collapse, because you can also see some foundations of buildings down there. And the scent of smoke and burnt wood is said to waft through the air whenever Fire Captain O'Brien's spirit is around. Another ghost that hangs around the underground is Merchant Mary. So her real name was Mary Kenworthy, and she operated a general store in the underground during the 1890s. Now, Mary would unfortunately die of pneumonia. Remember, I mentioned earlier how it would get damp down there. So that's what they were referring to as far as like it being uncomfortable to work in. So she died from pneumonia, and she is said to appear in Victorian attire, arranging merchandise as though she's still working in her shop. And people say that she will greet guests, she will tap people on the shoulder, or she will, ask, "Can I help you?" as though she's still working. So I guess from her vantage as a ghost, she's still seeing her shop. It's almost like timelines are crossing in a way. It's very weird. It's like supernatural, and then like, I don't know, it like time travel, type thing. So I would assume also she really loved her job, because she had her shop down there. She's probably making money. So I'm assuming that's why she's still there. And also unfinished business, because pneumonia can take you out real quick. But there also are the ghosts of the area's seedy past. So the spirits that are the most prevalent from this side of the underground of the seedy past are the Shanghai victims. Now these are the spirits of men who were kidnapped to work on ships against their will. Some of those men did not even make it outside of the tunnels because, you know, I've talked about Shanghai before in other videos, but like you would be drugged or they would just snatch you and beat you up, and they might beat you to death in the process. So that's what I mean by a lot of men not making it out of the tunnels. Their ghosts appear as desperate men trying to escape the underground, and visitors report feeling their desperation through feelings of claustrophobia and unparalleled anxiety. Like anxiety like you've never felt in your life. Like, I mean, it's bad. I would say like panic attack times 10 levels. Visitors also report hearing cries for help as though somebody is stuck down there. And people have also felt themselves being guided away from dangerous areas, so more than likely the opium dens, or the former opium dens, the gambling dens, the areas where Shanghai the victims were. Or, I mean, they kind of leave it vague, but I would also even suggest that it might be also the tunnel areas that are like maybe a little shaky or seem a little off. The Great Fire victims, of course, also make an appearance in the tunnels. So it's said that every June 6th, which was the date of the Great Fire of Seattle, the electrics in the underground will malfunction, almost signaling that the spirits are returning. At these times, people report that the activity is elevated. They hear horse-drawn carriages. They report people being watched, or shop bells down in the building. They hear the sound of shop bells as though it's business as usual. Now, again, I plan to go down there, but I'm hoping not to encounter any of these spirits. I mean, if I do, again, I will tell you the story. But if I do, y'all, like I said, y'all be the first to know. So on the next Paint It Haint Summerween episode, we're talking about Victoria, British Columbia, which is another one of my destinations. Now, real talk, we're going to be there for a short time, so I might not get to do what I want to do because I don't know. We're there for like 2 or 3 hours. But I'm still gonna take some video just so you can see Victoria at night, because I've heard that it's absolutely beautiful. So another one of the places I'll be visiting. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can also follow me on TikTok at HaintBlueRee. And Instagram, of course, paint_haint21. And of course, here on YouTube. So thanks for watching and happy Summerween. Bye.